Hi, Capricorn. This is your June and July love reading. Before I begin, I just want to apologize for the noise in the background if you can hear it. I live near a racetrack and they're racing all day, so I do apologize if it's a bit distracting. So, this reading is a love reading. It will cover the month of June and July, however, time is fluid. This reading is for Capricorns who are having relationship issues or who are needing some guidance when it comes to a particular person. If you are happy and, a healthy relationship, this reading is not for you. It will not resonate. Okay, Capricorn. I always say this was an interesting reading because, so many of them are, but I got a really clear storyline here. Now, as always, you might need to flip the characters around. Like, I'm seeing this as you, Capricorn, but this may actually be your partner on this end. So just keep that in mind. But I'm just going to speak how it is laid out. Capricorn, I see that the relationship is being represented by a lot of emotion. Um, I can't tell who's the emotional one. I think it's the person that you were involved with that got pretty hurt here. I think that I think that you left them or just want to move on or um, there's something interesting here. I don't see infidelity. I see that I don't think you could make up your mind or you just didn't trust them. And I think that they just couldn't fight anymore. Like they just almost just gave up. And I can see that the obstacle in this relationship is, and I think it's on your end, um, something in the past that you have not let go of. A situation, a relationship, past memories, past karma that you have not, like death is in reverse here. That means you're refusing to let go. You can't let go. You're still hanging on to it energetically in some way. Now, you're showing up very guarded, Capricorn. You're showing up you can't connect with this person emotionally and you had the 7 of wands. It's like you're not even letting them in, and so of course you're not going to be able to have emotional connection. And I think you requested a break, you took a break, or you're just ignoring them. I don't really know. And like you're not, the Queen of Pentacles is in reverse around you, and that's you. That's an earth sign. And when this person's in reverse, male or female, doesn't matter, they are quite paranoid. They might have extremely high standards that no one can reach in terms of how much money you make, in terms of how perfect you have to be. This person doesn't allow for anyone to make an error. And the reason is, I said, why is Capricorn Queen of Pentacles in reverse? And I got the moon. You do not trust. You do not trust this person. I don't think you really trust anyone. I think you're projecting it onto this person. And I think it's because there's something in the past that happened, maybe a really karmic relationship that really caused you a lot of grief. And I don't think you can let go, because a huge problem in this relationship was anxiety. Like and I'm thinking it's you given the energy, but it also could have been this person experiencing anxiety and depression because they couldn't do enough, be enough, say enough to get you to open up to them. Um, this person has lost hope. This person is no longer feeling the passion in this relationship. I think this person tried to really do, like, juggled to try to make this work, but it just ultimately made them feel trapped. And I think that they're showing up as a pretty, stand up person. And I think that they are coming out of feeling abandoned, a lack. The Five of Pentacles in reverse to me, with them sitting upright with the King of Pentacles, tells me that they're coming out of this feeling. But when it comes to you, I think they've lost hope. And I can see why, because you're not letting them in. And so I think they could only try for so long and then they gave up. Or you just pushed them away. Like you might have sabotaged it It might have been going really well, and you might have purposely did some things and it worked. I think it didn't work for a while. I think this person really tried, but I think that it was just too much for them. So your advice is the high priestess. So, and I said why? Because sometimes the high priestess is to keeps things to herself. Sometimes the high priestess is all about just trusting intuition. And with the hermit in reverse, what this is telling me is that you're not going within to do the work, to see the light, to hear your truth. You're not. And if you are able to do that, you would be able to access your intuition, and then you would be able to use that to gauge who can I trust and who can I not. Your intuition would tell you, but you're not in the position to hear that. You may even be getting some bad advice from some people about this other person, or you're not going within to do the work. I think you need to go within to do the work and release whatever this past energy is. Because we all have intuition and we all have the ability to access it, but we have to go within. We have to be silent. We have to take time, and we learn through mistakes, because you can look back in hindsight and say, wow, like I felt this way when I was with this person, and then they did this to me. So what did I learn from that? Right? Because what I'm seeing, I said, why do you need to go within? And you got the 8 of Cups. You need to walk away from emotions that no longer serve you. And these emotions are from the past. These emotions could be from a past person. These emotions could be from childhood, your upbringing, maybe some traumas. And you don't have to do it alone, Capricorn. You can seek expert help, a therapist, a spiritual guide. Because what I'm seeing is, I said, what if you do go within and do the work? What will be the result of, the 8 of Cups? And you got the Fool. Like you will close this chapter, because the Fool can't without an ending. You will begin a brand new chapter, right? So I think some Capricorns are very guarded, commitment phobic. It's looking more like paranoia and just very, very ridiculous standards for what a person should be in your life. And usually that is because you have ridiculous standards for yourself. Capricorns are the hardest working sign. I know some people say it's Virgo, and I am a Virgo, and I do agree that Virgos are hard, but Capricorns are like, they're represented by the goat, the mountain goat. I think that's what it's called. Mountain goat. Anyways, they are so, like, to generalize, Capricorns are so hard on themselves. They're the hardest sign on themselves. And so if you're like that on yourself, of course you're going to expect that from someone else, but that's not going to win you any people, Capricorn. It's going to push people away, and that's exactly what it did with this person. Okay, let's move on to some oracles. So I'm going to go to these oracles first. Your Enchanted Map oracles. You had Deep Freeze in reverse, which is number 26. That's an 8. So again, you're repeating this past cycle, this past trauma, whatever happened to you. And what Deep Freeze talks about, I will be reading from the book. Both your oracles were in reverse, so that tells me that you're getting extra protection and that there's some blocks. It says nothing you can do right now will amount to anything substantial, no matter how much you try to push, manipulate, or cajole. Life wants you to take a break. You need to do this now, lest you become exhausted and be forced to rest. What you need will be there for you when you emerge in the springtime. For now, winter has its own ideas for you. Wait for signs of spring. The next card is Details in reverse, and it is 7 numerology. And this one really nailed it. Really nailed what is going on with the tarot here. So it says, heed the gentle warning that perfectionism will not lead to what you desire, but instead will steer you away from it. Nothing will be good enough when you become obsessed with being perfect. No one can ever measure up to your scrutiny, and nothing that you can ever do will give you that general feeling of not being up to par. You're perfect already just as you are. Reverse the details card challenges you to accept things as they are and all their imperfections, to step into the world and engage it without any expectations. You are exactly where you're supposed to be. So Capricorn, oh my goodness, like for those of you who resonate with this reading, this is a big message for you. Like you need to give people a break. And you're not going to be able to do that unless you start being kinder to yourself, more compassionate to yourself, and stop trying to be perfect. Like, you can't. You're not going to win. You're going to exhaust yourself and waste your life trying to be perfect. I'm sorry to be so harsh. Deep freeze in reverse is basically saying that, like, what this is saying. It's like you're putting up your guard and you're like, I want this, this, and this, and I don't trust you. And, you know, I don't know if you're throwing accusations at them. I don't know if you're just kind of sitting on your high horse and expecting this person to just be perfect. But it's not going to get you what you want. And so this card is basically saying take a chill pill and maybe stop dating for a while and work on yourself. And this card does talk about spring. And so I often do recommend, you know, in terms of healing, healing is not linear and healing takes time. So maybe you need to wait literally until next spring and just take the next year to work on yourself, Capricorn. Or if you're a cross watcher. But the details in reverse, I was just like, wow, when I saw that card, because that's exactly what's happening over here is that you're sabotaging because of your expectations, and no one will ever be able to meet your expectations. No one. Your other oracles in the love, the romance angels, were all about like kind of manifestation. You had calling in your soulmate, you had trust, and you had stay optimistic about your love life. And I think that these are trying to help you shift your mindset into a more abundant and more positive mindset, because you don't have that mindset. The energy that I'm looking at looks like you go into a relationship scrutinizing this person and waiting for them to slip. And they're human. They are going to slip. They are going to make an error. They're not going to be perfect. And this is saying that you need to trust and you need to stay optimistic. And the calling in your soulmate card, I got an interesting energy with this card, because I think that you're trying to, but you're not even going to recognize them when they do come, because your standards are too high. And you also have to kind of shift your energy, right? Your energy is not loving or welcoming or open. It's very guarded, blocked, and paranoid is the energy I'm getting. So this has got to resonate with someone, because this was a really interesting reading, especially with that little oracle card. So I hope that this resonated. I am going to try to post again sometime in August, but I'm kind of out of business this summer. But I will be available for personal readings, so please don't hesitate to message me. I hope that this helps some of you.